hope is that we all get it. Don't give in to the pain, just keep living, cause
got dreams I'm striving for. So I'm gonna live higher. I'm gonna live higher. I got dreams I'm striving.
What's going on, guys? It's Toby Rosario. Today I wanted to go over outbound scripts, and I got this question a lot, so I decided to make a video on it and talk about some of the scripts that I use. And I wanted to discuss several options for you guys. Put it in the comments if you want me to give you a copy of these. All you got to do in the comments is say, "Give me a copy," and I'll send you a copy where you can use these and download this. I'll send you a link. But you got to put it in the comments. You have to pay attention. Put it in the comments that just say in the comments, "Give me a copy," and I'll send you a copy. Okay? And also give this video a like. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if this is your first time here, and hit that bell notification. That way you get notified whenever I post a new video. Give this video a like. It does help with the algorithm. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So number one, let me just say that a script, it's important, right? But you don't want to, how do I say it? A script is just for a guideline for you to follow. Right? It's just something you can have as a place of reference, something you can use just to kind of guide you through it. But it serves its purpose, right? You do want something to have in front of you where you can kind of go with the flow, control the conversation, ask certain questions, but you don't want to sound robotic. Okay, so I just want to point that out, and don't overthink it, guys. What I mean by that is, you know, these are the these scripts. I'll keep it 100%. These scripts, this particular one is from Brent Daniels, right? So these scripts work, right? He's done well over $3 million just from using this script, right? It's a basic script, and this is from similar. I think it's from Wholesaling Inc., right? I'm just keeping 400% transparency. I didn't make my own script, and I think these are free, right? So you can reword some of the things that makes sense for you, and I'll go over exactly what I do or what I say when I make calls. Again, I don't want to overcomplicate it. Just keep it simple, right? So let's go ahead and start with this one. So this is for an outbound call, right? If you're cold calling a big list, right? So it says, "Hi, I'm looking for their first name." So let's just assume their name is John. I actually don't like to say "I'm looking for." To me, when I pick up the phone and someone says, "I'm looking for Toby," the number one thing, my defense goes up, right? My senses go up. To me, it feels like a sales call or a collection call, right? So I actually don't say that, right? What I say is, "Hey, John," right? I assume I'm talking to that person, right? So if the person on my list that I'm calling, his name is John, I say, "Hi, John." I don't say, "Hi, I'm looking for John." "Hi, I'm looking for this," because to me, I want them to feel like I already know that's them, right? And I want to make them feel, I don't know, to me, that's worked better than "I'm looking for," because the first thing they're going to say is, from my experience, right? The first thing they're going to say is, maybe, "Who's asking? Who am I talking to?" You know what I mean? It just kind of sounds like it sounds like a debt collector or someone who's trying to sell you something, right? We're not necessarily selling them something, right? We're looking to see if they're interested in selling the property. So that's the first thing that kind of stands out. I actually don't say that. I say, "Hi, John." Okay? So I would say, and sometimes, so I use this sometimes. I kind of, depending on the day or how I feel, the mood, the situation. So I would say, "Hi, John, my name is Toby. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling you about a property that I believe you own over at 123 Main Street." Okay? So that could work, right? You can use that. That's good. I also like to sometimes change it, and I like to say, "Hi, John, my name is Toby. I was calling about the property." I kind of go straight into it. "I was calling about that property on 123 Main Street." And then they'll say, "Yeah, what about it?" Right? So you would respond with, "Oh, I just wanted to see if you would ever consider an offer on that property," or, "Oh, I was just calling to see if you had any interest in selling it." Okay, so if yes, how much will you give me? That's probably the most common rebuttal you're gonna get from when someone who says, "Yeah, I might be interested. What? How much would you give me? What's your offer?" Okay, great. You would say, I just say, "Sure. Can you tell me a little bit about the property?" And then you go into the qualifying questions: how many bedrooms, how many baths, condition. And then if they say no, you can say, "Okay, I totally understand that." And then you always say, "Oh, okay, you don't have a property for sale. Do you happen to have any other properties that you might consider selling?" Okay. Or do you know of anyone else that you know of that is considering selling? That's always good to rebuttal if they say no. So you're either gonna get a yes or a no. Okay. So then you keep going. So if yes, or maybe in the future, okay, great. And then you find out, should I call you back in a month to see if that's a better time? And then you would follow up with you would follow up with them. How did you get my number? That's another pretty common. Excuse me. That's another pretty common rebuttal from a seller. I don't even, to be honest, I just say, "Oh, we found your information on public records." I like to say, "We found your information on public records." We dialed a lot of numbers in order to get the right one, and then I just immediately go. Once I give them my rebuttal, right? How I handle that objection is I just tell them, "Oh, there's a lot of things you can say. You can just say, I found your information on public record, and we dialed a few numbers just to see if you were interested in selling. We finally got the right one." And then I go into my next question. Okay, so who are you? Just a local real estate buyer. We're looking to do some nice. I don't even say that. I'm just a local investor looking to buy property in that area, right? So you can read this word for word if you want. It's totally up to you. And these are again, this is not my script. I kind of memorized it and just changed it to what makes me feel comfortable. You guys can follow the script to what you want, and what makes you comfortable. Okay? Are we looking at a situation when you have tenants, or is this property vacant? So when I ask these questions, I always just say, "Sure, can you tell me a little bit about the property? How many bedrooms, how many baths?" And then they'll tell you 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, and then they'll probably tell you extra information on top of that, right? And then I always say, "So what kind of condition is the property? Does the property need any sort of repairs?" And if they say yeah, I always like to say, "Oh, okay, so if you had to put a number on it, how much in repairs do you think the property would need? 5, 10, 15, whatever the case is, right?" And this is another good question to ask. Have you done any major remodeling in the last 5 years? So this is what they have in their script, right? This is a script that you don't have to follow to the T. You can add more stuff, change things around that makes a better flow of a conversation. Okay. And then what is the ballpark number that you might be looking to get? I don't even say that. I don't even say ballpark. I just say, "Oh, so how much would you? So what were you looking to get for? How much would you looking to get for if you decided to sell it?" But before I do all that, a question I always ask: if someone comes across that they are like they're describing the property and they're describing it like it has no issues. Right? So they always say, "Oh, it's great. It has this. Doesn't need any sort of repairs." So the first thing I always say, "Wow, it sounds like a great property. Why would you even consider selling it?" Boom. Does that make sense? You see that? You see how I spun it around? Then you're gonna really know if they're motivated. Wow, it sounds like a great property. Why would you even consider selling it? If they tell you yes, that they would be interested in the offer, or they would be interested in selling it, you want to know why. And if they're describing the property, like it's such in great condition and it's such a great house and all this other stuff, I always say, "Wow, it sounds like kind of like shocked, like, wow, it sounds like a great property. Why would you even consider selling it?" And then they'll tell you, "Oh, because I wanna move. I'm looking to relocate. I don't want to deal with the property. I'm a tired landlord. Oh, because I inherited the property." Or, if they're not interested, they'll tell you like, I'm not in no rush to sell. If you give me a right offer, I'll sell it." right? If you give me what I want, I'll sell it. That way you know if they're really motivated or not, right? So that's how I kind of spin it. So if we do buy the house, how quickly would you like to close? You can, yeah, that's a good question. I normally don't really ask that, but that's a good question. You want to see where they're at, and then also another thing you want to point out is, so if they're describing the property and say the property's vacant, needs a ton of work, you know, you would also ask them, why are you looking to sell it? You know, you always want to ask them why they're looking to sell it. But the way I reframe, like if they're describing the property as such in great condition and it's just a great house, I just reframe it in that way. The way I said, wow, it sounds like a great property. Why would you can sell it? Hey, just curious. So if they tell you it's kind of messed up, oh, why would you consider selling it? Or I always ask them, have you gone, like if they describe, have you thought about listing it with a realtor? You want to pull away. You want to see how motivated they are. So you want to pull away sometimes. Have you looked at listing with a realtor? Have you considered that route? Why haven't you considered that route? You want to see what they say. Oh, it's going to take too long. It probably won't sell because the property needs too much work, etc., right? And then the closing, you can just, this is if you have cold callers. But you can do this. You could just say, oh, okay, I'm going to pass this information on to my partner. You'll be hearing from us very soon. What's a good time to give you a call back? What's the best number to reach you? And then all that stuff. Okay? If the condition of the home is terrible or their motivation is high, you always set that appointment. That is true. You got to set that appointment. You always want to, if they sound motivated, you got to set that appointment, because you gotta be able to get in there, because they're gonna be calling other people. You might put that thought in their head, right? If that they you know what, maybe I should sell this. So you want to be the first one there. You don't want other wholesalers to take that deal from you. So this is kind of a broad overview. I take some of this stuff and I just kind of make it my own, you know. So, and then this one is more so if this is more so like if you do like direct mail, or like some sort of inbound where they're reaching out to you. It's not like necessarily a cold call. So you would say, hi John, I'm sorry, hi, this is Toby. I was getting back to you about that property that you have available. And then you would say, oh, so is this a good time? Sounds like I caught you in the middle of something. You always want to say, oh, is this a good time? You want to make sure you make them feel comfortable, right? And then again, and that question, can you tell me a little bit about the property? That's like very broad, right? So you want them to get talking. You want them to start talking about the property. And this is what I was talking about. Oh, it sounds like a great property. Why would you consider selling it? And you want to sound confused and perplexed, like, wow, this is such a great property. Why would you even consider selling it? Oh, because I'm tired of being a landlord. Because I want to relocate. I lost my job, whatever the case is. When were you looking to hope to sell the property? What do you think the property's worth? Right? And these are good questions. Oh, right? What do you think the property's worth? How did you come up with that number? What kind of repairs do you think they need? What's owed against the property? If I could pay, and these are two really, really good rebuttals. Not rebuttal. These are really good questions. If I could pay all cash and close quickly, what would be the best price you would consider? If I pay for all your closing costs, what's the best you can do? I always ask that question. Watch this. So you ask that question, you wait for the number, and you always ask, is that the best you can do? You will be surprised of how many price reductions you get off that follow-up. You just ask them, what's the best possible price they can do? Then you followed up with, is that the best they can do? I promise you, if you use that, it's going to work. You're going to get some price reductions. You'll be surprised. If they're truly motivated, I've closed a deal where just over the phone, she gave me a price and then she lowered it $10,000 because I asked that question. Is that the best you can do? I guess I can do this, whatever that amount is. Okay, So always keep that in mind. You always want to follow up with, if I could pay all cash and close in less than 30 days. I usually, now I just say, if I can close in less than, I always say less than 30 days, and then I always say, depending on title, if sometimes we can close in a week or 2 weeks, right? You want to give them a time frame in their head, because you want them to know that they can get whatever that number you guys agree on, right? They can get that in cash in 2 weeks. Make sense? So if you guys agree on a price, 40,000, they know that, oh, damn, I'm gonna get 40,000 cash in 2 weeks, or 1 week, or 30 days, right? So you always want to give them visual prompts, or visual, visual things that they can think of. But yeah, so those are the top questions to ask, right? This is a really good question to ask. If I could pay all cash and close in less than 30 days, what's the best price you could do? Is that the best you can do? I promise you, this stuff works. This stuff works. If I can pay all cash and close in less than 30 days, what's the best you can do? Or what's the least you'll take? I always say, what's the least you take? I'll take 50,000. Is that the best you can do? All right, I guess I can do 45. So they gave you the number 45 over the phone. When you go to the property, you're gonna see it's in a lot more than likely it's gonna need a lot more work. All right. So that one conversation, that 1 or 2 lines, you can already have a deal over the phone, and then you can go set the appointment and probably get it even cheaper. Okay. But this is, if you guys want this script, comment below, give me a copy, and I'll send you guys a copy of these scripts. I can send you both of these scripts for you guys can apply this to your business. Also, don't forget to give this video a like, give this video a share, and also in the comment below what kind of other videos you guys want to see. That's my time. My name is Toby Rosario. Peace.